Just 4 days until Bills start training camp up in Rochester, and we're counting down the days by previewing the best storylines to watch at St. John Fisher University. Today we go over a defensive lineman who may have the makings of breaking out under new defensive coordinator Jim Leonhard. Michael Hoecht's path back to the field has been anything but simple. The Bills signing Hoecht to a 3-year deal in March last year after 4 seasons with the Rams, appearing in all 17 games in 2024 while posting 3 sacks and a 12% pressure rate. But the NFL suspending Hoecht the first 6 games of last season for breaking the league's performance-enhancing drug policy. He practiced through camp and the preseason, but was away from the team once the regular season started. Hoecht becoming clear to play in late September, though he was held off the 53-man roster for nearly 2 months before officially returning in Week 8 against Carolina. He made an immediate impact, though. In just a game and a half, or approximately 65 snaps, Hoecht racked up 5 tackles, 2 sacks, and a forced fumble, giving the Bills' injury-depleted defensive line a jolt up front. Then, in the Bills' Week 9 win over Kansas City, disaster struck. Hoecht went down with a non-contact injury in the second half, diagnosed as a torn right Achilles. The team placing him on injured reserve a couple days later, officially ending his season. Despite being out for the year, Hoecht stayed on the bench to support his teammates through the rest of the run. Surgery followed days after the diagnosis, performed by the same surgeon who repaired Aaron Rodgers' Achilles in 2023. And Rodgers was back on the field in about 4 months using a similar procedure, and running back Cam Akers returned on a similar timetable with the same surgery. Well, now Hoecht, who turned 28 this offseason, said early on he expected to be ready for the start of the 2026 season, an aggressive but not unprecedented recovery window for the injury. And that timeline was held up. Recent updates put him on track to be a full go when the Bills training camp opens on the 29th, matching what general manager Brandon Beane projected earlier this offseason. Hoecht's return comes at a good time for the Bills' defense, too. Buffalo let veterans Joey Bosa and A.J. Epinesa leave in free agency, added Bradley Chubb, and spent its top draft pick on T.J. Parker. New defensive coordinator Jim Leonhard is expected to run a more aggressive pass rush scheme, one that could give Hoecht a bigger role than the rotational one he had before the injury. If the recovery holds, Hoecht goes from suspended to sidelined to a potential building block on Buffalo's revamped defensive line, all in the span of 1 calendar year. Even with the green light, though, I wouldn't expect the Bills to rush him. Coming off a major tendon tear, Hoecht is the type of player the Bills will likely manage carefully through camp, building up reps, watching snap counts and padded practices and joint sessions, and easing him toward game speed rather than throwing him into every rep right away. The Bills have been cautious with similar injuries before, and Hoecht himself will be looking to prove he's not just cleared, he's explosive and ready to go. And tonight at 11, our NFL insider Vic Carucci shares his thoughts on Michael Hoecht's return at training camp.